Hey man, say man, YouTube. She little black and on back with another YouTube video. Hold on, let me go ahead and switch this right quick for y'all young boys. Boom, y'all see it, man. You got two true Christmas horror stories. Five. We gonna go ahead and.
I
We got 16 disturbing horror stories
I
animated.
lived alone
Let's
in a
get into
small
it.
house in upper Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's in a small community with a couple dozen houses in the area, but it's a few miles away
Quick
from
drip check.
town.
Quick drip check. See, we got the fringes on. Wow, you hear me? You hear me? Polo down. And then on the kicks, did you see the black jeans with the kicks? Hold on. Some light, just some ones, Hear me? But you see the man, you see the shit. Put that
I'd
shit
been
on.
living had any issues. I liked not being in a busy area and just having trees surrounding the community. I worked a normal
I
9 to
should be
5
live,
job
man,
though,
but
which meant driving into town most days and getting home around 6. This all happened last year, and afterwards, I sold my house and moved closer to town because the thought of it happening again still gives me chills. I woke up one morning at my usual time to get ready for work.
I'm about to say, bitch, what happened?
I got dressed and made a bowl of cereal, then drove into town. At 5, I started the drive back home. The sun was setting, and by the time I pulled into my driveway, it was dark out. I headed inside and dropped my bag on the kitchen chair, then started searching through the pantry for something to eat for dinner. As I looked through the shelves though, I noticed something odd. The box of cereal I had for breakfast wasn't where I remembered to have put it. Actually, it wasn't anywhere at all. I looked around the kitchen for a minute, just really confused and thinking that I was losing my mind. I got frustrated after a bit and gave up, making a quick dinner and trying to enjoy the rest of the night. At 10 o'clock, my eyes were getting really heavy, so I turned off the TV and stumbled into the kitchen to fill up my water bottle before bed. Then I went over to the back door to turn off the back porch lights,
Into the
but just before I switched them off, I saw something far back at the edge of the yard. A figure standing among the trees just past the reach of the lights. I had no way to get a closer look, so I just stood there looking at them for a few seconds until I saw them walk away deeper into the forest. It was really strange and gave me chills, but I wasn't really sure what exactly even happened. I was more confused than anything. I switched off the lights and went to bed. In the morning, I got ready for work again and went downstairs. But when I opened the pantry, the box of cereal was there, the one that I thought had been missing. It was sitting right where I'd left it. I figured I just missed it somehow and quickly ate and went to work. All day though, I sat at my desk thinking about it. The more I thought of it, the more sure I was that it was not there yesterday.
Right.
Then the figure by my house came to mind and only got me more freaked out. It was Friday though, so I had the weekend to relax and collect myself.
What?
At 4, my boss let the staff go home early, which was a big relief for me because I couldn't focus anyways. I drove home, getting there just before 5. As soon as I stepped through the door though, something was off. I didn't know what, but I could just feel it. I walked into the kitchen and everything seemed to be in place. I froze. It came from the living room. "Hello?" I called out. It was quiet again.
All right, bro. I'm trying to do this without talking. Why the fuck would you call out hello if you're the only one that lives in your house?
I stepped slowly to the entryway of the living room and scanned the room. I took a few more steps in and walked carefully through, checking behind everything. There was nothing, and no one. I went back by the front door, preparing to check upstairs, when I heard sudden footsteps shuffling through the kitchen.
So you thought.
I turned my head and looked down the hallway. A man was standing at the far end, looking at me. It was like my brain and body just shut down for a second as we stared at each other. I spun around and swung open the front door. I heard his footsteps coming up behind me as I sprinted out of the house and ran all the way to my neighbor's house. They called the police for me and let me stay with them until they arrived.
The
man was of course gone by then, but they found one of the window hinges to be broken, allowing access to the home even when locked. They also found some disturbing evidence of the man having likely been spending hours inside my house, eating my food and everything. There was no way to tell how long it had been going on for. After that, I put my house up for sale and stayed with some relatives until I was able to move. I don't know if that man was harmful, or if he was just living in my house because he could, but I could never shake the sight of him standing at the end of my hallway, staring at me with those dead eyes.
Attention horror fans! Are you ready for a one-of-a-kind addition to your collection? Get ready to show your support for our horror YouTube channel by owning a special limited edition MJV plush toy. That's right, we're bringing the scary...
Me, brother. Dog sitting. Man, you gonna be alright, man. That dog gonna tell the people before you, know, man. What's so scary about dog sitting, man? Could have to run from somebody. They shut up at his door. The blue car. Car was following car. They wanted to rob car. Okay. They pulled car the car and some other shit. Damn, cut, they almost had cut.
I was driving home from my friend's house. It was late. I don't know exactly the time, but if I had to guess, it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. I lived 20 minutes away, which wasn't too far, since most houses around here are spread out. The rain and lack of streetlights made it hard to see though, so I was driving slower and more carefully.
I want to see it.
5 minutes down the road, I pulled up to a traffic light. I had the red light, but there was a blue car on the other side who was on the road, partially in the intersection. Its headlights and everything were on, but it was just sitting there at a green light. I couldn't tell if there was something wrong, or maybe they were asleep, but when the lights changed, I drove forward, slowly maneuvering around them. I tried to discreetly look in their car as I passed, but the rain on my window blocked most of my view. Only a moment after passing them and driving down the road again, the blue car turned and started following me down the road, so it wasn't broken down after all. I kept my eye on the mirrors. I wouldn't consider myself a paranoid person, but the situation felt staged. Another minute down the road, the car's headlights started getting brighter in my mirrors as they pulled their car closer to what felt like just a couple of feet from my back bumper. In weather like this, that made me really uncomfortable. I looked back at the road, but saw a small light pop up on my dashboard. It was a signal that one of my tires was low on air. A common signal, but it felt like an odd time for it just to pop up, given the situation. I looked back in my mirrors, seeing the car still tailing me. They were so close, their headlights almost made it hard to even see the actual car. I was just 4 or 5 minutes away from home, nearing the entrance to the neighborhood, when my dashboard...
Bro, I'm trying not to talk, bro, but these niggas are so fucking stupid, it's hard not to, bro. How have you not get called the police, bro? You don't have a gun. You don't have no form of protection, bro. You're a buster, bro. You're driving away like. Eventually, that fucking flat tire is gonna pop, motherfucker. And when I mean pop, I mean come off the hinges, and it's gonna be metal on metal, motherfucker. You better be so you don't have to get out the car. And these niggas are dead behind you. You finna get folded, man. These niggas are just so dumb.
Board started flickering a new signal. Flat tire. My stomach dropped. The second I saw that signal, I put all the pieces together and was almost 100% sure that this car behind me had done something. I drove another minute, hoping to make it closer to home, but I could feel my car sinking to the left, and I was practically driving on the rims now. I had to pull over. Focused with what the person behind me was doing, that it didn't even cross my mind. Though, and 3 men came out. I only had a few seconds to prepare and react, but I was helpless and defenseless. They ran up to my car, 2 on my side and 1 on the other. One of the men came right up to my window, yelling at me to open the door and pointing a gun at me. It happened so fast, I was just in some dazed state. I started to reach for the door, but the man by the back door smashed something against the window, shattering it, then reached his hand in and opened the back door. They were all still yelling, both at me and at each other. The man in the back reached across, opening the other back door, then reached in front of me to open my door. I was still just sitting there, holding my hands up now to show I wasn't a threat. I knew there was no way out of this, even if I did have a weapon. Once my door was open, the man with the gun pulled me out of the car and slammed me on the ground. The oddest thing was while I was on the ground, looking out into the rainy pavement, all I was thinking about was how cold and wet the pavement was. Not about how I had a gun being pushed into the back of my head, or that I was being robbed and beaten. I think it was my head trying to distance myself from the traumatizing situation I was in. I wasn't on the ground for long before the men by the car called out, and the guy holding me down hit me in the back of the head, causing me to ricochet off the pavement. I wasn't even sure if he hit me with the gun or just his fist, because I was already numb. I'm surprised it
But I seen a bat.
didn't knock me out though. I heard their car doors close,
Most likely the gun.
and then driving away. I rolled over, still in a
take the whip?
daze, and tried to pick myself up. They'd taken my phone, so I was forced to drive my car home and call the police when I got
got some
there.
people coming over. Funny catch y'all boys in the next one, man. It's cool though, man. Cool little story, man. Make sure y'all boys stay prayed up like always. Make sure y'all boys do your 10 push-ups every day. Let's get it. Bow.